Hey guys, GameWars06 here, and we're back with another video. In this video, I'll be showing a redraw of one of Lady Nagant's assassinations I'll showcase in Season 6, Episode 21 of My Hero Academia. In this video, I'll talk about why I decided to redraw this specific moment, my opinion of Bakugo's hero name, Great Explosion Murder God Dynamite, and my newfound thoughts on Bakugo's hero costume. So I figured I should explain why I'm doing a redraw of Lady Nagant, someone who I've just been introduced to in the series, versus somebody more established like Deku, since he's the main character of My Hero Academia, Naruto, Sasuke, Kakashi, just people who've had, I've seen a lot more. So I think I've explained this in a previous video, but I immediately fell in love with Nagant as a character, and visually, honestly. She introduced the concept of gray area. I've talked about this multiple times, and just within the 2 episodes, we get her established story, and it's done so well, and it doesn't feel forced. Even though it was done while Nagant and Midoriya were fighting, and we understand her a lot more and everything that led up to the fight when you really think about it. So when we go back to her past in episode, I believe it's episode 21 of season 6, we see this scene of one of her assassinations. The wall is covered in blood, she's covered in blood, and I think it's sort of a symbolic representation that she's kind of consumed by the darkness of this side of reality. So I haven't really done much with blood or anything like dirty. I haven't done drawings where the character might be dirty or covered and stuff very often, so I wanted to change it up. And besides, it's been a while since I've done a My Hero Academia redraw, or a redraw as a whole. I believe the last time I did a redraw, I did some Dragon Ball redraws back in November of 2022, of course. So with this redraw, I decided that I wanted to experiment with my style a little bit more. If you guys saw the last video, it's completely different from the style that I've been doing for the majority of the year up to this point. I saw this one guy on Twitter called Akai Riot, AKAI space Riot. Go ahead and check them out on Twitter if you're interested, but I saw their art and I wanted to apply some of the stuff from his style into my own. So that's why I've changed some stuff up. That's why Sutia Seiko looks different in comparison to other characters I've made, like the random emojis guy in Harmonia, because that was also done with the style change that I've learned from looking at Kai Riot's art and doing some trace overs and just looking at his stuff. So it's completely different, and as the year progresses, hopefully I'll develop it even further into just an overall better style. So I'm really hoping that Lady Nagant shows up in season 7, but I guess we'll just have to see. Honestly, it's a great hero name, and despite Ida saying it's too long, it's barely longer than some of the other full hero names in Class 1A. One I can think of off the top of my head is Rainy Season Hero Frothy. Like, it's barely longer than that. So I really wouldn't say Ida's criticism about his name is too valid. Prior to seeing the spelling in episode 24, I thought it was Dynamite, like, as in the explosive, but after seeing the spelling, I appreciate the name a lot more. It pays homage to All Might at the same time as being original in its own sense. It makes me wonder if Midoriya will ever change his name at any point in the series to reference All Might in any way. I know he didn't do it initially because of 2 reasons. 1, Uraraka said that Deku sounds like a great hero name, and 2, at the time he felt like he couldn't riff off of All Might's name quite yet, implying that there is a chance that later on he can do that. And Bakugo's hero name could be shortened to just Dynamite if need be, but it's probably one of my favorite names of Class 1A specifically, and it references Bakugo's quirk and his admiration for All Might all in one go. The name itself isn't very heroic considering it has the term murder in it, like Lord Explosion Murder and I believe it was King Explosion Murder. That was the first one he came up with. So honestly, it's it's just a great hero name, and the moment in which they Bakugo revealed it, it was so action-packed and funny at the same time, because we got to see all the reactions from Hado, Togeda, Spinner, some of the other villains. I wish Deku was there so we could have heard his reaction, because that would have been nice. Initially, I thought that Bakugo's hero costume was just way too villain-like, and I still kind of do, because everything is kind of sharp with it. It's mainly black, especially the mask. The mask, it's primarily black. It has a tint of orange, and it's the sharpest looking thing. And when I say sharp, I mean pointy, not sharp as in like clean. So the fact that it's mostly black, and black is associated with villainy and evil, not just within My Hero Academia, but just black as a whole, just like white represents purity. Back in 2019, I did a redesign of Bakugo's hero costume, and honestly, it was horrible, and I might try it again in a future video. But my new thoughts on it, just looking back at the series multiple times and just thinking about everything, functionality-wise, it's a pretty good costume. The gauntlets allow for bigger explosions without risk to his body, and the longer sleeve version allows him to potentially sweat more during the winter to make up for the fact that it's cold and it's harder for him to sweat. And Deku implied that there might be heat conductors within his gauntlets that would allow him to sweat more, and basically more sweat equals more explosions. The cement looking thing around his neck may have its own useful function, and which is absorbing the recoil from his bigger explosions. Back in season 2, Deku used his gauntlet, and he commented about how it hurt his shoulder. One of two things could be the reason for this. Either one, at the time Bakugo had stronger shoulder muscles at the time, or two, the thing around his neck that I'm referring to absorbs some of the recoil from his explosions. Or both of these things could be true, and if I'm correct, and that thing around his neck is supposed to absorb the damage, that just makes his hero costume even just a lot smarter than you might give Bakugo credit for. Thank you guys for watching this video. Please be sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, check out my Twitter and Discord, both are in the description. If you want to know what I'm currently doing or thinking about, those two places are the best places to go. I will see you guys next time.